Hello everyone, my name is Zhuan Zhang. Today I'm going to talk about the paper Striking a Balance, Reader Takeaways, and Preference when Integrating Text and Charts. In this presentation, I will introduce the paper with four sections: Introduction, Study, Results, and Critics. The first section is Introduction. When it comes to visualization, such as charts, graphs, or other visual representations, it always offers an intuitive and easily digestible way to present complex information, patterns, or trends. And in contrast, text provides a precise and detailed way to communicate information that is linear and structured, and which allows the reader to follow a logical progression of the ideas. However, if we combine text and visualization together, such as adding some annotations on the chart, that can be a very powerful way to communicate the information effectively. And these annotations can provide additional context and explanations to the visual elements, making it easier for the viewers to understand the information being presented. Before the study, there has been some related work that explores what kind of role text plays in the visualizations and how to combine the visualization and the text. The goal of our paper is to provide guidelines for designers and automated systems on how to effectively use text in visualizations based on the explorations of noted visualizations. And our motivation for the study is that we know that although some recent study has acknowledged the important role of textual context in visualizations, there is currently little scientific understanding of the best practice for using text in visualizations. So this paper examines questions around how much text people prefer on the chart and what kind of text is useful to show the semantic informations and how the positions affect the chart that readers like how readers understand the charts based on the different position of the text. Next we move to the study section. Here is a framework in terms of 4 different semantic levels, and let's focus on these pictures. We can intuitively find that the amounts of text increase from the first to the third chart, and actually this text describes different types of information, and this text represents different semantic levels. For the first level consists of elemental or encoded aspects of the chart. One simple example is the use of title. So we can see that the title on the top of the chart describes the overall information of the chart, and we can see why the chart is created and how the chart what the chart can do in terms of understanding the data. The second level consists of statistical or relational components, such as a comparison between 2 points or identification of extremer, for example, maximum. So here we can find a maximum point which describes some or describes some computational information or numerical information. The third level describes perceptual or cognitive aspects. So for this level, we can either simply understand this level as some kind of information that describes how the lines change in the chart. This is a kind of level 3 semantic information. And the first level provides external context to the chart, such as past events which affect the topic depicted. So for this semantic level, the level introduces some external information that you cannot find directly from the chart, but this information can help you understand the chart and get your own takeaways. After introducing the 4 semantic levels, we will move to research questions section. Here we will explore 3 primary research questions and their corresponding hypotheses, using these 4 different semantic levels as a way to examine the content of an annotation. So the first question: what are the reader's preferences when viewing charts with different amounts of text? So here we explore how different amount of tests influence the reader's understanding of the chart. And under the question, there are some hypotheses related to this question, and this can help analyze the results. The second question: how do the different semantic levels of text affect the type of information included in the reader's takeaways? So in this question, basically, we explore how different semantic levels influence people's understanding of the chart. And the third question: how does the placement of text affect how the reader integrates the text with the chart? So in this question, this question explores how the position of the text influences visualizations, like the position of the title on the top of the chart and other information that alongside the lines. After introducing the research questions, and up to now we have clarified what we are studying and why we want to study this. The following sections will discuss how to implement the study. Now let's have a look at the stimuli. Here, stimuli typically refers to the visual or other sensory inputs that are presented to study during a research experiment. To investigate the previous research questions, we created 2 sets of ranking stimuli. The first stimuli includes a group of visualizations ranging from pure visual to text, and this included a chart with no text except the axis to a text paragraph with no chart. And the second set of stimuli examined more fine-grained difference ranging from a chart with only a title to a chart with a title and 2 additional annotations. After creating all the stimuli, the participants will be asked to complete a survey in terms of how they react to the stimulus and what kind of takeaways can they get from the visualization. They will complete a survey with 6 sections, and the important section includes the individual viewing of stimuli, ranking of the full stimuli set, entering takeaways, so we can analyze their responses and study on our research presentations. The next section is results. Based on the responses from the participants, we can get some results about these research questions. For the first question, the study found a strong preference for the charts with a greater number of annotations. So here, for both stimuli size ranked, the highest performing stimulus was the chart with the most annotations. Here we could find that people will prefer with such kind of visualizations with small annotations, because annotations can help them better understanding the visualization. The second question, the study found that the participants' takeaways were overall influenced by the annotations present and influenced by some semantic levels more than others. Specifically, annotations belonging to level 2 and level 4 has the greatest influence on the participants' takeaways, followed by level 3. So here we can find that level 2 and level 4, these two types of information has greater influence for the on the visualizations, and the participants will rely more on these two levels information. For the third question, how does the placement of text affect how the reader integrates the text with the chart? We can see that the role of the placement of the text varies between semantic levels, and we can find that participants were more likely to match the level 3 annotation provided when it was a title position. And participants were more likely to match the annotations when the text was closer to the chart. So here, we may think that people may prefer setting the level 3 text as a title, and for the other levels of text, people prefer placing the text close to the chart. Remember, our primary goal is to find some guidelines that can direct people how to create the visualizations. So based on the results, the author summarized some guidelines that may help create the visualization, and the guidelines are as listed. Our final part is critic part. So the first critic is what could have been improved. So actually, all of our results are analyzed based on a combination of visualizations and the tests, and we can improve this point by collecting more data in terms of how people react to pure visualizations and charts or to the text graphs. The second critic is what would be a reasonable next step if you are to expand the idea. Here, I personally have two options. We can either conduct a larger or more diverse study that includes a real-world example, or we can explore the influence of other design parameters on readers' preference and the takeaways. The last part of this presentation is a further question. You can try to answer it based on your understanding of the previous presentation. And you can find the link to the original paper on the Slack. That's all of my presentation, and thank you for listening.